Hi, folks. I'm riding on a bicycle to go to Takeshiba Pier, from which ferries going to 7 islands of Tokyo sail in. I live near Kofu Airport, from which planes going to some of the 7 islands take off. I have made videos shooting the plane taking off and landing before. Today I am shooting street view as usual to Takeshiba Pier. Moreover, I set a GoPro on real-time shooting, contrary to the usual setting on time warp as I do to shoot street view over riding a bicycle. Because you can rewind it, if you want to see the clip faster or to jump ahead. Contrary to that, you couldn't change into real-time speed from the speed shot on time warp. Though there are several clips to shoot street view on time warp, now I regret it. Options have to be abandoned to watchers. I made a clip before in which Shibuya was shot. At that time I turned to the right at the corner of some distance ahead to go to Shibuya. Now I won't turn but go straight for Omotesando. Omotesando is the street in which the prestige retailers stand side by side, and luxury cars are often seen parking in front of those shops. Contrary to that, I saw homeless people who are waiting for rations of meals in the Yoyogi Park. Now here is Satagayaku and some distance ahead is Shibuyaku. The both names have the same letter as kanji meaning valley. Then there are ups and downs as you can see. If I had chosen another route via Shinjuku, I would have avoided the ups and downs, because the route of Shinjuku has less up and down. By the way, though this is the same remark as I often told before, I will say again that I emphasize more tack/locative narration in my clips. Contrary to that, I make light of correctness of grammar in English. Then I want you not to mind my grammatical faults in my remarks, but want you to listen to me over revising the faults into correct ones in your mind, please. There is a sport bike with single gear running ahead of me, of which type of bicycle I wanted and have looked up internet, but now I understood I should not get one, because he can't make distance from me with hurdle of the ups and downs, even if my bicycle is so-called mamashari, which is a kind of city cruiser for ladies. However, my bicycle has 3 gears in a box and I changed an original seat pole into a longer one at 35 centimeters. On the other hand, he looks to go through the effort to go upward and can't speed on not only downward slope but also flat road for the single gear. I like the simplicity of the bicycle with single speed, and I appreciate the simple beauty of the shape, but I don't think that it has a practical use except for using it as the commuter bike to go near the destination. The Yoyogi Park is appearing in front of you. I have come there in order to enjoy the Lao festival with my Laotian wife. There are a lot of festivals there, not only the festival of Laos but also Thailand, Vietnam, Germany, and so on. Of course, common festivals are held such as music, foods, and so on. Yoyogi Park is located next to the Meiji Shrine, which is located near Takeshiba Pier, which is a fashionable street for young people. This time I won't go there since I am not a suitable old man, though I also am not suitable for Omotesando, for which I am about to go. Little time ago, a topic about the Takeshiba Pier rose up, that there is a nasty shop which several African men managed to sell clothes that imitated famous brands as genuine, and they enclose guests coming to the shop to force them to buy. I have seen a gourmet shop in Ueno which is also managed by African men, but I didn't think that they also did bad for customers. I thought that they sell clothes late in a stock with their senses that Japanese don't have. I don't know exactly, but I smell it the same after I heard about the nasty shop in Takeshiba Pier. Slope upward is continued through Yoyogi Park. As you can see, I am a novice at cycling. You could know it since I ride the city cruiser that Japanese call mamashari, but a road bike. However, I know that you should not choose the lightest gear to ascend on a slope upward as possible as you can, because it would make you more tired, especially not gaining forward, for faster pedaling is not good for the mind. On the other hand, I recommend you to pedal standing with the heavier gear as possible as you can. One more point I want to say is that you should get off to push your bicycle, if you are fatigued by pedaling. I haven't almost seen cyclists who ride on a road bike walking to push their bicycle on the upward slope. It may be their pride to look better. Contrary to that, I get off my city cruiser to push it on the slope without any pride. A footbridge is placed in front of you. If you go through the footbridge to the right, you get to the festival site. I don't memorize the name of the site, because I don't think that it is important, but I think that it is important to be able to go there. It was longer to the end of Yoyogi Park than I expected on real-time videoing. It is hard for me to fill narration in this footage throughout. Moreover, if you wound forward the scene, my narration would come to nothing. Anyway, the end of Yoyogi Park is about to be reached soon, entering Omotesando. Some of you wonder what luxury cars are parked there, but as I tell in advance, there is not a luxury car parked there. Contrary to that, a reasonable car as a Honda parked to be seen. Moreover, its plate showed coming from Saitama Prefecture, as a Civic of Honda which comes from New Jersey is parked on 5th Avenue, Manhattan, New York. However, the most unsuitable man for the street is me, who is going there riding a rusty Mamashari. Although I'm saying about Omotesando, the street has not appeared yet. Such non-synchronization in my clips is common, so you should not mind. The reason why non-synchronization arises is that my English level is so that I can't timely narrate to see the scene in order to synchronize. Anyway, today's clip is longer since it is timely footage not to be shot on time warp as I usually do, so I have to be very talkative, even if you think of me as noisy, because I like add to narration to my clips. Contrary to that, I don't like to add free write sound as BGM. That I can't believe free write forever, but the right holders will turn over the free policy to copyright royalty. Imagine, if they turn over the policy, you have to rip off the music from your clips, but you can't in real. Even if you keep the original movies, it would be hard to edit all clips on your YouTube channel again. Some of you may think that I don't have to add crap narration, but I keep videos raw. If I did so, my videos would be only street view, as the same as there are a lot of videos to shoot street view on YouTube. Even if your narration were crap, the videos to be added the crap could be original works. You can see the atmosphere has been changing, feeling the noise of the city. Actually going through the overpass in front of you lets you go to the crossing to be the entrance of Omotesando. Omotesando is the name of a street and has meaning as a street to make a pilgrimage to the shrine, so there is a contrast between the name of sacredness and European and American brand shops gathering. I hope that you can appreciate Japanese generosity, that they admit snobbishness on the sacred street. Anyhow, where would you go to see in Tokyo? If you came here for sightseeing? I had been traveling in a lot of countries when I was young. What country you imagine in a flash is definitely the country that I have traveled already at 99%. However, I haven't always gone to sites which the travel guidebook recommends commonly, because there were not a few cases that I regretted coming to see them. Then, I never recommend you to go to the site, but I recommend you to go for somewhere the guidebook doesn't say at all, especially go for something which lies on the extension of your hobby or interest in your country. For example, if your hobby is motorbike, you should go to see motorbike shops in Japan, go to see a factory of Honda and so on, watch to find what kind of motorbikes run from pedestrian overpass. If your hobby is fishing, go to the sea or river for fishing without grumbling, and go to fishing shops. Shimano, which is a famous parts maker for bicycles, makes fishing items as well. I had an experience that I was asked by a foreigner where he could get the throwing knife and other items of the ninja, then I thought that he has been traveling better for himself. My YouTube channel doesn't get more watchers, especially, there are only several subscribers in a month since I changed the concept to make contents for my channel, of which concept is Street View with my talking. However, you don't have to mind such a situation, because I know that not a few foreigners make videos on Japan and get more subscribers, even if the way they do is almost the same as I do, except they never add crap narration that I do to their videos. That is to say, if you are a native English speaker, it is the very advantage of making catchy videos with easy narration from a foreigner's point of view. That's why I recommend you to come to Japan to make videos for your YouTube channel. What I feel funny as a Japanese is not different from what foreigners feel. It is another advantage for you. Nowadays, it is very convenient for foreigners to live in foreign country, because you can see the contents made in your country in your mother tongue through the internet. That means that you wouldn't be lonely as a foreigner in foreign country, and can enjoy watching the contents, get information about incidents in your country, communicate with your family and friends in your country. I want to see what you say about Japan, making videos about Japan. This street is Omotesando. I will turn left a few minutes later. Entering Aoyamadori at once, you will see Lexus painted gold like Arabian oil tycoons are apt to do. I quit criticizing such a person as a snob, or I will be criticized in return as a prejudice of common people against the rich. By the way, I do a blog which earns about $300 a month, contrary to my YouTube channel that not only earns nothing but also has no right to be sponsored because of not more than 1,000 subscribers. A Japanese blogger came to do YouTube channel several years ago, who earns $50,000 a month from his blog. The reason he opened the channel, as he said, is that SNS featured the movie content will become more popular than the blog consisting of writing contents. If I were in his place, I would not have moved to YouTube from a blog, because I want to live in silence with such big money. Especially, he is living in Thailand. There was a case that a Japanese was killed for his money in Bangkok by bad Japanese, who was conspicuous over his activity to make videos, to appear in the media, to publish his books and so on. Moreover, I like writing, and have a blog as I said before. The difference between them and me is earning much money or not. However, I have self-confidence to earn more money from my blog in future, because I came to see that a book review I wrote gets 1 view a day at least, even if the book was published 30 years ago. So if I write a book review of more than 1,000, my blog could be read 1,000 times a day, 30,000 a month. Then I will go to the Philippines to live there for my retirement days, after I wrote the book review of more than 1,000, adding usual contents I have written daily, and I will enjoy myself in silence, not letting other people see how much money I have and earn from my blog over simple life. If I were conspicuous on YouTube, my plan of simple retirement could be interfered with, so I think that street view as I am doing now is a suitable concept to my plan. And I quit trying to get more subscribers or watchers, just using YouTube as a video archive. Of course I continue to set my channel open in public. Then, frankly speaking, I put more weight on my blog than YouTube channel. I try to write narration for clips, being almost equivalent to blogging. That's why I want to add the narration to my clip without any BGM, even if it's hard work for me. Anyhow, I'm riding on a bicycle going for Takeshiba Pier. It is about 23 km there from my living city as Fuku, that is, the round trip is 46 km. In the light of going this way and that around the destination, I ride on a bicycle for 50 to 60 km a trip to shoot street view on average. I came to love the bicycle for its freeness. You don't have to hold a license for it, you can run on a pedestrian way except some areas prohibited in Japan, and of course you can run on the street. And you don't get a ticket for speeding, because you can't run faster than the motor vehicle basically. Even if you speed up beyond the violation speed, a vehicle runs around you being conspicuous to the police who would ticket for its driver. On the other hand, seeing the motorbike, Japanese bureaucrats lay on 4 categories in the license of the motorbike in response to engine displacement. In the days of my parents, if you got a driver's license, the license of motorbike accompanied the license automatically. When I got the driver's license, only a license of the lower category under 50 cubic centimeters accompanied the driver's license. The motorbike of a 50 cubic centimeters engine can be only used to go shopping near shops. In the future I want to shoot street view in Japan going out of Tokyo, then I want a motorbike with a bigger engine than 50 cubic centimeters, I have to get the license for that. Honda Super Cub C125 looks nice for me, because its engine as 125 cubic centimeters is economical to be able to run 50 kilometers to 70 kilometers a liter, and which would take me here and there in Japan at reasonable cost. Maybe I have said the same thing in other clips. Anyway, my anger towards the bureaucrats is so strong that I criticize the same thing again and again. This is Aoyamadori, which is one of the main streets in Tokyo. It is an easy way to picture streets extending radially from the center point as the residence of the emperor. Aoyamadori is one of the streets. Of course there are streets plugging into those radial streets in a circle, that is, you can't picture the gridiron city in Tokyo like Manhattan in New York. There is Gaiden Higashidori in front. I will turn right to go to the destination. Gaiden Higashidori has been picked up before in another clip. I turned left in the day, going to Shinjuku. This time I will turn right to go to Roppongi-dori, which is one of the radial streets. Of course you don't have to memorize the names of the streets right now, and you can choose to memorize the numbers which are allocated to each street. For example, Aoyamadori is allocated 246. This clip is approaching its ending, continuing next several clips up to the destination. In the next clip I will